When things go wrong or don't turn out the way you pictured them in your head, you just have to go with the best intentions defense. I have a lot of good intentions. One of the things is that the good intentions of prohibition, from reading over the years and from becoming obsessed with the research of gangs in New York City, seems to have allowed crime figures at the time, like Luciano, Capone, Torrio and Rothstein, to organize to become more powerful, which pulled all the way through until the 70s. There seems to me nothing very bad about a nation's capital having good intentions, and when the intentions are magnificent, so much the better. Liberals get credit for good intentions, and that's about it, because everything they do fails. Despite their good intentions, today's businesses are missing an opportunity to integrate social responsibility in day-to-day business objectives, to do good and make money simultaneously. So many people view the war on drugs as a failure, as something that was perhaps intended and carried out with good intentions but very badly executed. There are good intentions behind many people's conversion to veganism, including an admirable devotion to the well-being of animals and a justified skepticism about the crap the USDA allows manufacturers to put in our food. But it's hard to ignore the often sanctimonious nature of what some nutritionists view as an extremist way of eating. We made Bahubali with pure intentions. It taught us that we might be remembered for the rest of our lives if we do something with good intentions in our hearts. Early in life I learned, just through observation, that right always wins out over wrong. If a person has good intentions in his heart and wants to do the right thing, then there are certain ways that any obstacle can be overcome. I think every religion is founded with good intentions, but with any good thing, there's a negative use for it. There's a deep freeze of sorts for all good intentions, a place that you store your plans to make changes in your life when you know you're not going to make them at all. This federal welfare system is large, fragmented, and growing in cost. This system may have started out with good intentions, but it has become a confusing maze of programs that are overlapping, duplicative, poorly coordinated and difficult to administer. It's a pragmatist's business, comedy. Start off with good intentions and references to the Pompidou Center and you end up with boiled sweets and a pantomime cow. When the rule of law is being perverted to the rule of the good intentions of unelected judges, it is time for serious study of Thomas Paine and Sam Adams as much as Washington and Madison. Many of my colleagues are not able to run their family budget. On the other hand, I look at some of the apparatchiks in research councils, and I have even less trust in their abilities. Good intentions have always paved the road to hell. One lives with so many bad deeds on one's conscience and some good intentions in one's heart. When I travel and speak across the country, I often tell college students that we are making a significant mistake when we say to each other that this criminal justice of ours is broken. To say it's broken would be to suggest that it was well designed and had good intentions from the start. I love the story of Quasimodo, about someone who feels like they don't belong but is pure of heart and has good intentions. It's a great message for a younger audience. Good intentions can often lead to unintended consequences. It is hard to imagine a law intended for the workforce known to Henry Ford can serve the needs of a workplace shaped by the innovations of Bill Gates. I have a low tolerance for people who complain about things but never do anything to change them. This led me to conclude that the single largest pool of untapped natural resources in this world is human good intentions that are never translated into actions. Life is short, and if you're looking for extension, you had best do well. 'Cause there's good deeds and then there's good intentions. They are as far apart as heaven and hell. Good intentions are not enough. They've never put an onion in the soup yet. I'm very skeptical about the good intentions of Milosevic. If I played something incorrectly, I whipped myself mercilessly. Whenever I made a mistake, I made sure that I would never allow myself to repeat it. Every guitarist wants to play well. But in reality, if good intentions were all it took, then everyone would be great. We shall act with good intentions, but at times we will be wrong. When we are, let us admit it and try to right the situation. I had the belief that many troubles you could observe on the European continent were due to politicians not understanding economic phenomena. Even if they had good intentions, they didn't have the skills to solve problems. Good intentions often get muddled with very complex execution. The last time the government tried to make taxes easier, it created a 1040 easy form with a 52-page help booklet. When government, in pursuit of good intentions, tries to rearrange the economy, legislate morality, or help special interests, the cost come in inefficiency, lack of motivation, and loss of freedom. Government should be a referee, not an active player. Good intentions never change anything, they only become a deeper and deeper rut. Hell isn't merely paved with good intentions, it's walled and roofed with them. Yes, and furnished too. Concentrated power is not rendered harmless by the good intentions of those who create it. The Senate is a place filled with goodwill and good intentions, and if the road to hell is paved with them, then it's a pretty good detour. We get so caught up in doing everything for ourselves, including inspiring ourselves, that it's exhausting and not at all useful. Take a look around you. Look at your friends. Open up to your friends and take in the caring and good intentions they hold toward you. Donors do not reward good intentions. Everywhere in the world, whether manufacturing, trade or whatever, it is controlled by one apparatus and one policy perspective. Here we have one prime minister with good intentions, and 6 ministries running their own empires. This creates problems including the import culture. There are people who do what they believe is right, but as they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I'm a good guy with a good heart, and I have good intentions. Good intentions aren't enough. People have good intentions when they set a goal to do something, but then they miss a deadline or other milestone. In general, I think the world is a good place if you work hard, believe in yourself, have good intentions, and if you are kind to people, I believe that good things happen to you. Everyone with all those good intentions came to help Indonesia rebuild from the tsunami, but the coordination problem was very big, because they came with their own way of doing business. They came with the inflexibility of their own governance. I think we're entering a very dangerous time. The West has set itself up, decided it's in charge, not for good intentions, not for the benefit of mankind. My hatred is 1,000 times more powerful than all your good intentions. No one would remember the Good Samaritan if he'd only had good intentions, he had money as well. Among the good and decent men, some are unprepared for the surprises of life, and their good intentions run aground when confronted with issues like child care. So many financial dreams are thwarted by the failure to act upon good intentions. If I ran the world, I would find a way to bring the wealth of human good intentions and corporate good intentions together, to activate them collectively into shared action against shared objectives that produces shared hard, tangible results. Like anywhere, we had to make people understand that we were there with good intentions, and that we were there with respect. We started making contacts with the people in the neighborhood 3 months before shooting began, so that everyone involved was comfortable. Now, the United Nations is an organization that I believe was founded with good intentions. As a matter of fact, a prominent Tennessean named Cordell Hull was very involved with it. We engineered activity out of our lives in the name of convenience. We created foods that put fried, fatty, sweet, and salty ahead of fresh, natural, and healthy. We quickly sacrifice sleep to work longer hours in pursuit of the American dream. Even when we do these things with good intentions, they have life-threatening consequences. I think I'll be going to heaven, because I had good intentions. But my actions are another thing. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.